7-year-old Kristen Davenport made her first court appearance before a judge pleading not guilty to those charges. News at 9's Tony Sloan was there. He joins us live now at Recorder's Court with more on what unfolded. So, Tony, what more can you tell us tonight?
Well, her attorney, Susan Henderson, telling the courtroom that Kristen Davenport waived her hearing up until the next court appearance. So none of those details of that alleged sexual assault being shared with the courtroom. But that's after Davenport pled not guilty. The judge did set a bond in this case for all 3 counts. And as of right now, she's also not authorized to be on the school premises as well. But many of those in the community offering their reaction and thoughts on this case.
She's innocent until she's proven guilty. I mean, she's accused of it right now, but she hasn't been proven guilty.
And if I had kids in school today, I would be very concerned, and I would, want to know the ins and outs, pretty much an interview of your school to how you take care and handle and discipline your teachers that are not in line with the society.
And also, this case has been bound over to Superior Court, and Davenport's family was also in attendance as well. We did reach out to them to see if they wanted to offer a comment, but they said that they didn't want to offer a statement, as well as her attorney, Susan Henderson, who also didn't want to offer a statement. But as of right now, no information on when the next court hearing will be. But for now, live in Columbus, Tony Sloan reporting for WTVM News Leader 9. All
right, definitely a story we will continue to follow. All right, Tony, thank you for the live report tonight.
And you'll remember earlier this month, 2 substitute teachers for the Muskogee County School District were arrested. 35-year-old Alexander White was charged with sexual assault on a person in custody, along with enticing a child.
And Victoria Cothran faces charges for criminal trespass and simple battery. Both of the substitute teachers were terminated by the district following their arrests.
Columbus police working to put together the pieces after a young woman was found face down in a hotel bathtub. Officials say it is not considered a homicide, but a suspicious death. News Leader 9 Samantha Serbin joins us now live from Woodspring Suites on Victory Drive, where that body was found. So, Samantha, what can you tell us you've learned about this investigation?
Jason, Muskogee County Coroner Buddy Bryan tells me the victim, 23-year-old Alexandra Johnson, was found face down in a bathtub here at Woodspring Suites yesterday. He says there was blood splattering in the room as well as drug paraphernalia. However, he says this is not a homicide investigation at the moment, just a suspicious death. Candace Rutledge dated Johnson for about a year. She wants to know who Johnson was with yesterday and what happened in the room that led to Johnson being found dead in a bathtub.
I really want to know what happened. I just don't feel like it was just her. I don't feel like she was there by herself, especially for like the room to be flooded, blood everywhere. Like somebody had to be there, probably got freaked out and left.
Brian says the hotel room was rented under a man's name, but the relationship between Johnson and that man is unknown at this time. Johnson's body is being sent to Decatur, Georgia for an autopsy to determine what caused her death. If you have any information regarding Johnson's death, please reach out to the Columbus Police Department. Reporting live in Columbus, Samantha Serbin, WTVM News Leader 9.
Well, they can get some answers soon. All right, thank you, Samantha. As police continue to share more details, you can always get the latest through our free WTVM News app. Any new updates will be sent right to your phone's screen.
And a very warm and summer-like afternoon across the Chattahoochee Valley. A mix of sun and clouds right now overlooking Manchester Expressway. And it's still very warm out there, 87 right now here in the Fountain City. We have a southeasterly wind bringing back those muggies back into the area as well. But not a lot of cloud cover this afternoon. A few eyes cirrus moving in from the west, a few puffy clouds moving in from the south. At the surface, those temperatures right now, 88 over in Fort Benning. Americus, you're also at 88 degrees. Tuskegee down to 87. They were at 90 earlier this afternoon. Those temperatures just about the same as they were this time yesterday, but we should see a little bit of a cooling trend in the afternoon later on in the week. Generally, those dew points right on that pleasant to humid border right now, but overall those dew points will be on the way up as we head later on to this week. This forecast for tonight, mild out there, those lows in the 60s, and we could see a little bit of patchy fog later on tonight. Back to you guys.
All right, Dylan, thank you. Georgia's former gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams officially announcing this morning she is not running for the U.S. Senate. This leaves a door open for other Democrats to run during the 2020 election, even Columbus's former mayor, Teresa Tomlinson. And News at 9's Katie Cameron joins us live tonight with more after talking with the former mayor, who is expected to officially announce her candidacy tomorrow. And Katie, a lot of people are anxiously anticipating this. What did Tomlinson tell you today?
Barbara, there was a feeling of excitement in the air talking with the former mayor, who says they've been preparing for weeks. She's had a feeling that Abrams wouldn't be running for U.S. Senate, and she says she's just relieved that the suspense is finally over. Stacey Abrams, Georgia's former gubernatorial candidate, sharing on Twitter this morning.
I am announcing today that I will not be a candidate for the United States Senate.
Instead, Abrams will be focusing on her voting rights project.
But let's be clear. I will do everything in my power to ensure Georgia elects a Democrat to the United States Senate in 2020.
And former Columbus Mayor Teresa Tomlinson says she might just be that Democrat.
Washington is in desperate need of people who can solve the seemingly unsolvable. They're in desperate need of people who can resolve dysfunction. And that's what I've built both of my careers on, both in law and in public service thus far.
Tomlinson was Columbus's first ever female mayor, serving from 2011 to this past January. She said she didn't want to run against Abrams for this Senate seat, wasting resources on what she calls friendly fire.
You have the opportunity to take back a statewide seat. The Democrats have been waiting a very long time for this. I thought it was prudent for us to wait and assess the circumstance, make sure we had the very best candidate.
Tomlinson says the way to a Democratic victory is with a candidate outside the Atlanta metro area.
To defeat the Republicans' rural strategy, we have to have somebody that appreciates the journey of the lives of those who live in the 150 other counties.
And for those Democrats disappointed by Abrams' announcement,
I would suggest to those people who are feeling a bit down today that they have not yet seen what a Teresa Tomlinson can do.
Tomlinson says this will be a very competitive race and will cost about $22 million to execute. She would be running against incumbent Republican Senator David Perdue. I reached out to David Perdue, and a spokesperson got back with me saying that he is an outsider in Washington who is fighting for all Georgians. Live in Columbus, Katie Cameron, WTVM News Leader 9.
All right, Katie, with the live report tonight. Thank you so much.
Alabama could have the most restrictive abortion laws in the nation soon. The State House is debating a bill that would make it a felony for doctors to perform those procedures. News Leader 9's Lydia Nussbaum has been following the story. She joins us now live with new details from the State House in Montgomery. So, Lydia, what does this bill do and how long could they be debating it?
Well, like you said, it does make it a felony for someone to perform an abortion. There are exceptions in cases where the mother's health is at risk. Now, I spoke with the Speaker of the House this morning asking how long we could be debating this bill, and he told me it's up to the Democrats. And after speaking with some Democrats, they say they're in for the long haul, planning on debating this for as long as they can to stop or possibly put off a possible vote today. So we'll have to see how that goes. We have people from around the state in the galleries watching the debate as well today.
It's just a really important, the sanctity of life, the value of life. And so we want to see, be that voice for those who can't fight for themselves. And we know that every life is precious.
Abortion is a very intimate decision that should be made between a woman, her family, her physician, and her God. And I don't think that it's the government's place to get involved.
Now, the bill has dozens of co-sponsors on it, people agreeing with it, so it seems like it may have the votes, but we'll have to see if they actually vote on it today. I'll keep you updated with the latest updates. In Montgomery, Lydia Nussbaum, WTVM News Leader 9.
Definitely a hot button issue. All right, thank you, Lydia.
Well, during that debate, a woman reportedly threw a green substance on the windows of the State House chamber.
Officials are not making any connection between this action and the abortion debate. Security guards there say that woman was arrested.
Columbus and the Chattahoochee Valley continue to make a name for itself when it comes to movie making, with some 8 film projects now underway in the Fountain City. That's part of the 20 prospective film projects slated to be produced in the area. Peter Bowden with the Georgia Film Academy revealing those numbers to the Columbus City Council this morning. And Bowden saying those productions should bring about a $25 million impact to Columbus. Local filmmaker Todd Manson recently filmed his movie My Brother's Keeper in Columbus. Says the movie is the first of 5 in the series that will be filmed in the Fountain City over the next couple years. Coming up here on the News at 6, the jury takes less than 3 hours to determine a stepmother's fate. We have the details on what they decided after a 10-year-old was starved to death. Plus, a brawl involving more than 10 inmates at a prison in Alabama. We have more details on how many were stabbed and how short that facility is when it comes to the number of correctional officers.